Welcome to Unlock Your Retirement, powered by the WealthKare Investment Center. We believe that investing in knowledge pays the best interest, especially when it comes to your retirement. On this program, our team of elite advisors will share a wide range of unique and powerful strategies designed to maximize your retirement finances and help you create a life of purpose and fulfillment. The time to unlock your ideal retirement is now. Let's get started.
Welcome back to Unlock Your Retirement. Next, we're going to get into reverse mortgages. The myth is that I've heard that I should not consider a reverse mortgage. Again, it's something to sit down and have a discussion about and get as much information as you possibly can about it. But we're going to go into a little bit more depth of how they can be used for some versions of enhanced planning. So I'm going to defer over here to our CFP professional, Christopher Heaster, and he's going to go into this a little bit more in depth.
Thank you, Bruce. So this is myth number 8 in the ebook we're talking about today, Tax-Free Retirement. You can, again, go to unlock12.com to download a copy of this ebook to read along. There's also a great video there with some additional information. I personally learned a lot just kind of sitting through it, or refreshed a lot. So again, that's unlock12 to get a copy of this ebook. So reverse mortgages, and I think this is specific to reverse mortgages in the ebook here. But it starts out with a very common thing we hear about many different types of investments. I heard all blank strategies are bad. And it's a blanket statement. All reverse mortgages are bad, is how the ebook starts out here for this myth. And I really think, it's a case-by-case situation. And, something that, hey, it might work for some retirees and it might work for some might not work for someone else. But, you should go into things, all types of investments, trying to get some education about them for yourself before you really start digging into them. When it comes to retirement taxes and ebooks retirement taxes and reverse mortgages, something that is a benefit, as we're talking about tax planning, is the income you derive from reverse mortgages comes to you tax-free. It also doesn't affect your Social Security and your Medicare, other things we've talked about here previously in the show. So from a tax planning standpoint, it could be a powerful tool. Again, it's something you really need to talk to someone and get a good understanding on how that fits your situation. So, and I think that's true of most the investment planning and retirement planning, that goes on in America. So, Bruce, do you have anything to add on the reverse mortgages?
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head. It really comes down to suitability. Anything that you're talking about out there, when somebody says, all of these things are bad. And to be fair, I've heard financial professionals do this. Mm-hmm. One thing we're not a big fan of is people that are brokers, people that sell products to solve your problems. Reverse mortgages, I think when they first came out, I don't think that the numbers made sense in a lot of cases. I think they were very costly. I think they had a lot of limitations. And I think there was a learning curve, when these things were first created. One of the things that a lot of families don't consider, and why I think the reverse mortgage fits a very interesting niche, is that, for example, I own my house. And is that a burden that my children want to deal with when I'm gone, as far as disposing of that house or selling that house, or, what will it be worth whenever I'm gone? So reverse mortgages, I have a very good friend of mine who's a client, but he has a reverse mortgage, and we've talked about it. And he's talked to both of his children. They don't want his house, and he wants to live there the rest of his life. He doesn't want to move. So reverse mortgage, enabled him to withdraw the money. And I always say it's the money that's buried in the walls of your home. When somebody has a house that's paid off or a paid down mortgage, yes, you have equity in your house, but you don't write a check on that equity. You can't take a window out of your house and put it alongside the road and say for sale. That's not how you get the money out of your house. So this enables people who are retirees, to access the money that's in their house and to do so at a time in their life where they probably don't have a job and they may not have a stable income flow. where a bank would turn them down if they went and said, I want to get a regular mortgage. So, these are companies that have said, okay, we'll look at the equity of your home and we'll provide either a lump sum or a cash flow stream to you, in return for having a lien on that house. Now, what does that lien mean? First of all, you've incurred the debt. Is it a favorable interest rate or a competitive interest rate that they're assigning on the loan? No, it's typically higher. And you're still going to pay your taxes. You're still going, as far as property taxes, you're still going to pay your homeowner's insurance. But essentially, the what is owed on that house is going to be the amount they loaned you plus an accruing rate of interest. So an important discussion to have with your children if you're looking at a reverse mortgage is that they realize, they're not going to have the option, not a cost-effective option, if you will, to say, say 5 years into this thing, they go, oh, that's the place I grew up in, and I really like to have that house, or I'd like to move in there, or whatever, because it's probably going to be the debt to pay off may be greater than the value of the house itself. So, as everything we talk about, there's always pluses and minuses. And when I started, I said about suitability being so key and so important. That's the name of the game here is, does it fit you and do you have a need for it? Make no mistake, there are retirees out there that without a reverse mortgage would find themselves in dire financial straits. So, given the right situation and if what your goals are, if there's a good fit, then it makes sense. And to be able to sit down with an advisor as part of your overall retirement plan and looking at all options. If you find yourself saying, I need money, or, you don't want to do this as a knee-jerk reaction. Again, you want to, get the facts, both pro and con, and see how it fits your situation. And you can do that, by reaching out to us to begin the relationship with our complimentary 20-minute discovery call at 888-888-5601 or discoverunlock.com. You can schedule there. But I'll tell you, this myth guide is really good because taxes are probably one of the greatest unknowns in the retirement universe. And I love this ebook because there are things that you may read through this and say, hey, yeah, I always thought it was that way. I didn't know it was something different. So unlock12.com, unlock12.com will get you your free copy of this ebook. And it's immediately right into your. Well, it does take about 25 seconds or 30 seconds till it hits your email box after you request it. But I encourage you to download it. I think you'll find it to be a good read, as all the things that we have in the program. And if there's other topics you want to know about, go to our channel on YouTube, Unlock Your Retirement. You can go, basically, if you have your source for podcasting, you can listen to it. But an easy way is to go to YouTube and watch the show. And you can watch older shows. We've talked about topics, and you can download specific ebooks for those topics. And that's the big thing. We want to educate people. It's why we have the program. It's why we have our social media platforms. And it's why we created this in the first place, not just to make these young guys here happy that we're doing social media things. So back to you, Bruce.
We won't be doing any TikTok dances anytime soon, though. I can promise you that. So.
That would not be pretty.
Yeah. Okay, so the next myth we're going to hit into is I don't need to plan for health care in retirement because Medicare is going to cover it all. One of the things that, we've learned a lot about Medicare in the past few years. I'm 41. Chris is 42 now. True. So, we're still a couple years away from dealing with this stuff. But Medicare is a great resource, but it only covers so much. It covers your hospital stays, your doctor visits, certain prescriptions under Part D. It does not cover dental, visual, hearing aids, routine vision care. It also doesn't include long-term care. So there are a lot of other pieces to it that you have to have the assets in order to cover the other parts of healthcare that Medicare doesn't cover. So I'm going to let Chris go a little bit more in depth. I kind of took a little bit of his intro there, I think, but no, we'll just let him talk.
So we have the Medicare alphabet soup. Medicare A does something, B does something, D does something. And you have all these Medicare supplement plans, and just kind of like a lot of stuff we talk about, you really need to sit down and talk to someone who specializes in these things. I know, as Bruce is getting up there closer to that age, even
Kids, like I said, they're just kids. Jeez.
I mean, even with being in the business, it's still there's some clarification he's needed and he's working on getting. But Medicare, as Bruce said, it doesn't cover everything. And even what it does cover, Medicare Part B has a cost. The prescription plan has a cost. Long-term care is going to have a cost that's not covered by any of this. So those things can all drain your retirement accounts. And if your money's in an IRA, you also have to consider the taxes on top of what's needed to make those premium payments.
Correct.
There was a Fidelity study from back in 2020, so it's a little dated, and we know how costs have rose here the last couple of years. But it said that, hey, a couple at 65 is going to need at least $295,000 to cover their health care cost, and that does not include any long-term care planning. So this is definitely a myth that Medicare will cover it all. And you need to have a plan for those expenses. And with our enhanced planning, it's all about trying to help you unlock, different parts of your retirement to get more. And in doing so, maybe help to come up with assets to cover those costs.
Yeah, that's exactly the key. Like how does tax, 10 myths about taxes, how does this end up in that topic? And the fact is that, if you need money, and it's terrible to think about this, but, so many people, they talk about health care and they act like the date of Medicare is today, all their ills go away. And that's not the case. Medicare is just a very base plan. I'm a veteran and I'm getting just deluged with all kinds of emails and social media things because I'm a veteran. And, veterans need to know what your Medicare benefits look like. And so we have a gentleman who's a very good specialist in Medicare that we reach out to, and I'm like, hey, help me understand this, Ron. The interesting part is, though, if you have a healthcare malady, an unfunded situation, you say, I need $100,000 for long-term care. And if you're pulling it from an IRA, Uncle Sam doesn't exempt you from paying taxes on it. So again, you're going to be paying a premium to access that money for healthcare needs. But the counter, you can kind of turn the table on Uncle Sam. If you have a tax plan in place, and let's say you can reduce that lifetime tax cost significantly, so that money remains in your account, and it's been allowed to grow. Quite often monies that you otherwise would have unnecessarily sent to Uncle Sam, you may find you're able to access those monies and use them to cover these unforeseen health care costs in retirement. So again, next level planning, elite wealth strategies makes all the sense in the world with the enhanced benefits that occur with that kind of planning. That's why it's included in here, and I think it's important to address it. So back to you, Bruce.
All right. We're going to get into the last myth here. We only have a little bit of time left. So the last one we have is, I have a traditional IRA, so I don't need to consider a Roth IRA. So as we're looking between the two styles of accounts, a lot of people are more concerned with having as much in their Roth as they possibly can leading into retirement, so that they can enjoy that tax-free income that comes off of it. But I mean, a lot of people, if I have one, I don't need the other. So what are your thoughts on that, Chris?
The Roth IRA is kind of, what we've been talking about a lot here, developing to a tax-free retirement. The benefits are you pay the taxes going in, and then that money grows tax-free, and it comes out tax-free, both what you put in and the earnings that is made. It also passes on to the next generation and keeps those income tax-free benefits going for them as well. So unfortunately, that's about all the time we have for today. We're not going to get too far into myth number 10 here. So again, if you want to go to unlock12.com to download your free ebook of this week's show, Tax-Free Retirement, join us on YouTube. And then Bruce, do you want to tell them how to get a hold of us?
If you want a 20-minute complimentary discovery call, just give us a call at 888-5601, and you'll get to talk to one of the three of us. So thank you again for listening and watching Unlock Your Retirement, and we'll see you again next time.
Thank you for joining us on Unlock Your Retirement, powered by the WealthKare Investment Center. Ready to take the next step? Download your free ebook at unlockfreebook.com and learn how to reduce market risk, lower your retirement taxes, and maximize your lifetime retirement benefits. For expert guidance, connect with one of WealthCare's elite advisors by calling 888-888-5601 or visit unlockyourretirement.com. Don't miss our next episode of Unlock Your Retirement, where your financial future takes center stage.
And now the part that the attorneys love.
Fee-based financial planning and fiduciary services are offered by WealthCare.com Inc., a Pennsylvania-based investment advisor. Tax-free refers to federal income tax treatment only and may not apply to state, local, or specialized taxes. Tax impact varies by individual and should be considered before transactions. Case studies are hypothetical and do not guarantee results. Recommendations are based on each client's unique data. WealthCare and Bruce Smith are not affiliated with the Social Security Administration or any government agency. All content is informational and should not be used for financial decisions. Unauthorized use is prohibited.